You see Dylan's a lot, so you know. Last spoke to you.
Yeah, man.
Was it in Cardiff, or were you just incidentally in Cardiff around the same time?
Wait, I didn't go to Cardiff.
Right, when I'm gonna literally search your fucking Twitter.
You just imagined that I was in Wales.
Yeah. I was just integrating people into my world.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Just in your head, everyone's always popping off to somewhere or other in Wales for a little tour.
Yeah.
I know. I went to Bristol,
and
yeah, it's basically Wales, and like I think the last stop on the bus might have been Cardiff. I think that I may have mentioned that to you, but no, I didn't see Dylan in Bristol nor Cardiff. I saw him in London at the Royal Albert Hall.
Nice one.
Opposing the government and opposing the Conservatives. I'm afraid it's the hard left who want to tighten their control. They want to sideline moderate voices. I don't think anybody should be surprised about that is the nature of the hard left. And of course we know that the hard left famously cannot tolerate any dissent whatsoever. Well, we know who the hard left are, who associate with the hard left. You just said that we were too right wing. The hard left agenda. Printing money, nationalisation without compensation, that was hard left wing position. Hard left, the 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 hard left, hard left, hard left, the hard left, the hard left, hard left, the hard left, hard left, hard left, hard left, hard left, hard left, the hard left, the hard left, the hard left, the hard
What's that? There was a fucking story in North Wales of like some bloke who'd done like he was like a Latino gentleman who'd done like some sort of bombing campaign in Northern California, was discovered in North Wales this week, which was pretty good. I liked it. But it was like Bryn Baranga, we've talked about before as being the only good North Welsh person. He like posted a tweet about, basically it was just like, oh, this is like practically outside my front door. This bloke had been like hiding in plain sight for like a decade or more. Mental.
I love when it comes to the North Welsh, you're more anti-Welsh than
exactly,
I am.
They're a great bunch of lads, man. Again,
I can't hold a candle to that burning hatred.
We had to like delay recording this because I had a really, really severe cold, and I think it was literally triggered by me just going to England.
It's unclean English air. Yeah, because you're clean Welsh, aren't you? You're Cymru Glan.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, exactly right there.
Can you explain that? Is this basically like this racist Welsh supremacist term for people with pure Welsh blood?
Well, I was talking to someone last week, and like there's this way that Welsh people refer to themselves, which is Welsh-speaking people, which is like a key distinction which obviously doesn't exist in England. So Welsh-speaking people call themselves Cymru Cymraeg, which translates as Welsh-Welshman. So it's like basically implicitly saying that people who don't speak Welsh aren't Welsh, which is a view I can neither endorse nor deny.
And you compared that to a Neil Hamburger quote.
Yeah, the gay men. the gay men who are very gay. Yeah,
we were talking about gay men and Welsh people. No, it was the thing about the clean Welsh.
I asked someone their nationality the other day, and he said Cymru Glan in that accent that they've got there. And I was like, what the... And it took me a while to realise. He said clean Welshman, which is how he described his nationality. As a pure Welshman or a clean Welshman. So, like...
yeah, so I asked if that means that his blood is, like, untainted by malign non-Welsh influences.
And basically, that is how it works, yeah. That's how we look at it.
1,000-year Welsh right.
Was that like... don't threaten me with a good time, like... But no, man, I was delighted with that. Like I was like, But no, it genuinely shocked me because I always feel awkward describing myself as a Cymru Cymraeg, like a Welshman. And I think it's unfair to my countrymen who don't speak Welsh. We're cursed with the lack of ability to speak Welsh. But then, like, hearing clean Welsh fellas, like, well, that's what I'm never going to fucking describe myself as. Like, yeah, I'm just an ethnically pure Welshman, like. So that's what I think as well. But I am, you know.
But seriously, though.
But seriously, though.
All jokes aside.
I don't know why.
No, I loved you. You gave me a little disclaimer before you sent me that, which was just like, I'm sorry to burden you with all this Welsh bullshit or something. And I was like, I know I'm in for a fucking good time when I'm getting that disclaimer before the rest of the message.
Yeah. Why do you think we have you on the show?
Yeah, man, sorry for burdening you with this Welshness, but I keep thinking about this insane idiom I heard the other day. I was like, it's no burden, man. I appreciate it.
It's not like, with like idioms and stuff, like, it's just fucking demented. Like, some Welsh idioms are completely insane.
I thought you said Welsh Indians there, like my greatest character, Indian Neil Kinnock.
That's just Neil Kinnock, isn't it? He's just like a deeply Indian man. He's like a high class, you know, he's like a Brahmin or something. Like you were laughing at me, like, when I was talking to Yaya before, I was talking about, you know, in the far west of Wales is obviously like my only favourite reference.
You were like, this guy, he lives somewhere, you like paused as if you were thinking, like, what far-flung corner of the globe, and it was like, somewhere else in
It's like
Wales.
45 minutes down the road.
Again, about that distance away, it's like if you want to say that something doesn't matter, one of the things you say is, a man, a monkey. So you just say, like, oh, it's like the difference between monkeys and men, it means nothing. Which obviously dates back to, like, when evolutionary theory came out. But it's like, what the fuck is that? First time I heard that again, it was like, what the fuck did you just say? What the fuck did you just say? But yeah, we're going to have to...
Because Welsh people are cheeky monkeys.
Indeed.
Cheeky Welsh monkeys.
Yeah, man. But that's the end of the Welsh portion of the show, because I got fucking nothing to say about Wales apart from that. Nothing happens here. Fine, like, good.
Well, I introduced the show then. We got about 20 minutes of stuff. It's a good time to introduce the show. Welcome to Real Politik, the #1 podcast for Reform UK's many Welsh voters. Or, as we are now called, Reform Wales.
Alright. What's that like? They've like always been like a sort of mad right-wing streak in Welsh politics. Like, it's pretty good. It was like fucking, I was about to say Neil Hamburger there, but it's fucking Neil Hamilton. That's disgraced MP.
Yeah, gay men, etc.
Yeah, he was in the Assembly for a bit. Like, you give that like a big thing. But yeah, was it Wales, like, a fucking Labour Party has been completely dominant and won every single Welsh election since about 1902 or something like that. And basically it's taken the, like, 6-month Reich or whatever of Keir Starmer, 4-month Reich of Keir Starmer to get them.
The 2-day Reich of Blairite Vaughan Gething.
But now, yeah, Plaid, the Welsh Nationalist Party, of course, and Reform are now equal in intentions.
Yeah, I'd heard it was pretty grim.
Yeah, above the Labour Party for the first, not for the first time in, like,
Starmer is just fucking it all up.
Yeah, it's all Starmer's fault, like, probably, I assume.
Yeah, no, it is everything.
Not an
Most
expert on
likely.
Wales and all that. Between him and Blairite Vaughan Gething, I assume.
I love the fact that, like, Vaughan is like an English word. It's like something that English people say. You can't say it.
It's just Vaughan. I don't know. I always mispronounce it anyway. I always called him Vogon.
Are you talking about vor porn?
Yeah.
What?
Vor, or
he's just like that, that's what happened when he resigned. He just got eaten by like a huge woman. That's what happened. He got eaten by like a 60-foot tall woman.
A figure from Welsh folklore. I've known him through the ages as the woman with the big tits who had huge tits, or what's that in Welsh?
Was it a fenyw da bronen fawr oedd yn gael bronen fawr, but like I'm not translating huge and big in the same there. I could anferth.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
I honestly
like a pair of big tits.
My fucking brain shorted out completely then, man. I was just like trying to rapidly think, you know, trying to like not leave a huge gap when I like carefully thought about how to translate tits and huge into Welsh.
Oh man, you mentioned earlier Neil Hamilton, and like he used to be like a big light entertainment personality in British media, didn't he? Like he was always on Have I Got News for You and shit, and like Ian Hislop would razz him for being corrupt and reactionary, and mainly corrupt, but he was pretty reactionary. So like, you know, even your man from Private Eye could go for him on those grounds as well. And his wife was like a public figure as well, Christine Hamilton.
Yeah.
Was their fucking deal. I didn't even know they were Welsh.
Well, like, it's like the other sort of big surprise Welsh stories are Michael Howard, is it? Who was the ex-leader?
Mike Gapes.
Mike Gapes, yeah. And Michael Heseltine.
Mike Gapes, a much more Jewish man than Michael Howard.
Sorry, fucking hell. But yeah, man, like, with, like, what's her name? Fucking Christine Hamilton, there we go. Let's deep pull it. She, talking of English documentarians and sex crimes, she was, like, massively sexually harassing Louis Theroux when they did a documentary together. Yeah, and she was, like clearly, like, obviously Louis Theroux was just completely terrified by any form of sexual attention anyway. But then when it's, like, a sort of, you know, cadaverous, like, Tory wife, and she was, like, basically, like, grinding on him. It was just, like, maybe the most awkward thing I've ever seen on television. It's beautiful, man. You should rewatch it, like.
I was going to segue from mentioning how, like, Ian Hislop would take the piss out of him on Have I Got News for You to, like, that Private Eye cover that was, like, on my dad's desk that I saw the other day that was just, like, the least funny shit that I've ever fucking seen. Let me just, like, go over and get it.
Like that. You know, you haven't established it's the least funny thing you've ever seen. You're now going to read it into the public record. Pretty fucking good, like. I like how he's literally off mic and I'm just, yeah, it's like critiquing him now.
Filling the dead air. It's perfect.
Yeah, I found filling the gap, Steffan, as always.
Fucking hell. Well, it's just I can't shut up, isn't it? It's the reason why no Welshman has been Prime Minister for like over 100 years now. I can't shut
What's the last one?
Lloyd George, isn't it?
Oh, right. See, I would have said, like, I guess there's not many, so if you think Welsh guy who was Prime Minister, it's probably Lloyd George.
All right. You think he sort of ended up being like a sort of mild advocate of collaboration with the Nazi regime? So like
no.
They don't really talk about him in like school or whatever around here.
I mean, he didn't even annex England to Wales.
No, outrageous.
Pathetic failure. Who is it? Who's apparently like the person who's making that fucking Harry Potter miniseries, like the head writer comes from like a family of notable British Nazi collaborators.
There's two big Nazi collaborator families, and there's the Mosleys and then there's the Mitfords, and it's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to Google this whilst you read out the fucking potential archbishops from the Private Eye cover.
Yeah, okay, so this is Private Eye. Who will be the next Archbishop of Canterbury? Paula Venables, a holy woman for the top post. I don't get that. Who the fuck is Paula Venables?
I wish I fucking knew, man. Let me Google it again. I'm doing Paula Venables. So she's the woman who was in charge of the post office during the post office scandal.
The top post. I get it. Oh yeah, fucking got her. Next up, Russell Brand, theologian and amulet salesman.
Yeah.
Then the Reverend Tony Blair. He's holier than you. Then the Reverend Richard Coles, the cozy choice. And then I was just reading. I just found out earlier that Richard Coles like split up his like left-wing synth pop band in the 80s, like by lying to the other guy in it that he had.
Yeah,
AIDS.
he's a remarkable figure. Yeah, but basically, like all his like, I think like with that, I'm gonna give him a pass for that, right? Because basically, I think if all your friends are like dying of the same disease, you might sort of delude yourself that you got that, and you know that's okay. But basically, Richard Coles' brother is one of the most notorious spy cops, and has been unmasked by the Spy Cop inquiry, and basically like before he's unmasked by that, he's mentioned in Richard Cole's autobiography, and he's like Richard Cole's like proud of his brother's work, like being like an infiltrator, and you know fucking again this is alleged because this is from my memory, but I think he did do sort of you know the classic Spy Cop thing of like you know getting off with a woman. I can't remember if he had a child with her. But
What, and does he look anything
exactly
like
Richard
Coles?
Coles, like a fucking
What the
photocopy.
Has
of him.
Richard Coles or his brother ever considered playing Mole in a production of Wind in the Willows?
It's just fucking insane, and because obviously like the Communards are like heavily involved in left-wing politics and stuff, and the fact that you had these two tracks going together, it sort of does cast a bit of a fucking shadow over Richard Coles himself. Like, you think, why the fuck was he involved in like radical gay politics at the same time? And he knew his brother was a spy. So what a shit there, anyway. Go on, sorry.
What's the joke there? The cozy choice. What's cozy about?
Well, I think it's just because he's like a sort of light entertainment figure. But again, you're looking for a joke, and there is no joke. So it's not. It's not funny. It's like if you're trying to make it funny.
Hot priest from Fleabag. Do you reckon that was Hislop's suggestion for hot priest from Fleabag?
It's very contemporary.
That's like, yeah, I know that show aired a few years ago. But it's like when John Oliver tries to sound down with the kids, and he's like, I don't know, what do the fucking kids watch these days? It's like he's just give me a name and I'll put it into a
Euphoria.
Yeah, that's literally the one I always use when I'm making this same point. But John Oliver's
Maybe
like,
that's why.
that's like saying that your favourite character on Euphoria is Sydney Sweeney rather than Zendaya. And the audience like, yeah, ha ha ha. John, imagine if John Oliver watched that, ha 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 ha. And that is like at least a good like 25% of any of his shows is like that kind of joke. All right, yeah. So he's a Catholic, but who cares? Yeah, see, hot priest from Fleabag. Then Rory Stewart would make an ideal godcaster.
Jesus fucking Christ, though.
Godcaster, because he's a podcaster, and they worship God in the church. Then we got Professor Richard Dawkins.
Yeah.
Time for an atheist, surely. And then Justin Welby again. Better the devil you know.
I love the fact that like it was just like the thought of like, you know, these fucking extraordinarily middle-aged, like upper middle class like English people sitting around and just being like, you know, like fucking like sweat on their brows, like dead, like, you know, like, my God, this is coming out tomorrow, like we still haven't got a cover, and they just say, you know, it's like someone like, I've got this, and they fucking cheering that. I saw that as well, and I saw it just in the newsstand, and I was like, newsstand, like I live in fucking New York. I saw it in Tesco Extra. I saw it. Basically, like fucking, like the fact that like they think that's funny is just so heartbreaking.
Is it in Tesco with a W? It's the Welsh equivalent.
Yeah, exactly. Tesco. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I was fucking hell, man. Don't start me thinking in Welsh again. We're all night. But basically, like, yeah, it's so fucking weak, and it's unbelievable. And it's just like the fact that like,
but all their covers are this bad. I've never seen one that is better than this. Like, and my dad always reads them out to me. Not even like something from deep in the magazine, like the cover. and he then is like, ha ha ha.
It's beautiful, man.
And I already told you this, Steffan, but it just makes me think of, again, that the image that you just gave us of like the private eye writer's room sitting around with sweat on their brows trying to come up with, you know, the most fire cover of all time. You know, like the South Park Quest for Ratings episode where they're trying to come up with the greatest news programming of all time. And Butters keeps saying like, well, geez, fellas, when I need some ideas, I read the funnies. And Cartman's like, Butters, only gay little dweebs read the funnies. And that's how I feel when my dad reads me, rapturously laughs at private eye covers.
That's beautiful. It's like absolutely insane, but it's just like, it took me like a couple of years to realise that you just have to avoid reading like the funny bits. I remember like when my brother like picking up, he was like, why do you read Private Eye? And I was like, have you just looked at the cartoons? And he was like, yes. He was like, no, you have to look past the cartoons. He did the same thing. He's like reading the London Review of Books. And he was like, why you read this? And I was like, are you just reading the poems? And he was like, yes. So like, don't read the poems. You have to just fucking skip the poetry. Like, it's terrible. But yeah, man, Private Eye is like literally the most important journalistic organ in all of Britain. It's broken like all of the most important stories and then completely fucked up some other stories in like over the long, like most famously, it was fairly heavily involved in the MMR jab, the hoax, so I sort of believed that. But like, it's, you know, broke the fucking post office story, broke all these incredibly important stories across journalistic history. But you just put up with like the weakest piss jokes to get through it. Like, you have to just be there, like, but you know, like just like actively like ripping out pages of the thing so you don't even see them in passing when you're reading it. Like, it's it's just so.
Isn't Helen Lewis involved in some capacity in Private Eye now?
Yeah, man.
What does she do for them? Because Hislop's still editor, right? I think she does their fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And she's got another podcast that she does with N.O.T. And, you know, N.O.T replied to me a few months ago. If he and Helen Lewis were already on good terms at that point, I bet Helen Lewis was like, "Oh, I've had a run-in with that guy before.
Helen Lewis
He's
is
a
like,
fucking dick."
You don't want to mess with Jack Rain Reed. He's one of the most powerful wits of his generation. He will tear you down in a second.
I kind of didn't need to. I sort of like set my dogs on him. He just replied to me. You know, I've already litigated this on my show. I'm just aware I'm repeating material, but I'd said, you know, we're gonna fucking get him to stop talking about child poverty. What was it? The Make Armando Iannucci Talking About Poverty History campaign. That was it. I launched that campaign, and he replied and was like, "I've only just started," and then like 100 people sent him identical replies like, "Yeah, you have only just started caring about child poverty because you didn't support Jeremy Corbyn. Fuck you for not supporting Corbyn." And so I don't even know if I replied to him. I just again, like, I had my dogs to do the work for me. I was not going to call off my dogs.
Well, I think like with Private I've done like
my dogs is my
they
guns.
Are indeed your guns. What's that? My cats is my Israel, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You launch your new rap alter ego now. We're making
Palestine
a
dogs.
Palestine dogs. It's going to be Yair spitting fire bars about being a Jew, but like threatening supporters of Israel and stuff. It's going to be really violent. It's going to be kind of like Ice Cube, but Jewish. It's going to be old school Ice Cube, not the bullshit, but with exactly the same content as 90s Ice Cube.
Sure.
Except, you know, yeah, I am Jewish. You know, just throw that in, and then it kind of cancels out the. You know,
I can't.
Fewer N-words.
I think what you're dancing. Was it like,
no, we're keeping that.
If anything, more extra.
Yeah.
Greater number of N-words.
We'll get FFF in the writers' room and get Rappaport. He knows rap music. No one knows rap music like Michael Rappaport.
So true.
Oh fuck, man! But yeah, like we were saying with Private Eye, it's like the one source of like genuine journalism in the UK, and then like all of the adverts are like aimed at someone whose net income is conservatively like £500,000 a year. It's fucking amazing. She's like, I love it.
Yeah, should we have a look at some of the ads? What have we got here?
Well, they've got those ads in the back, which is people like, "Can you give me money, please?" And those are the maddest fucking adverts in all of Britain.
Oh, Oasis tickets.
Pretty good.
Nice. That's £7,700. No, okay. Oh no, it's someone who's renting out. Oasis fan got tickets for Murrayfield, Edinburgh, 2025. Central Edinburgh. Okay, yeah, so it's renting out a flat for like 2 weeks for that price.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
well, $7,000 for 2 weeks. Fucking hell.
That's still, an awful lot. And they're selling. But I thought that they were just reselling Oasis tickets for £7,700. Intellectual Forum retreat at Jesus College, Cambridge.
Pretty good.
Explore issues of the day and changes for tomorrow at the IF retreat. Experience a historic Cambridge College. What is the Intellectual Forum?
That's what Intellectual
Sounds
Forum
wanky as fuck.
CIA. Neocon for organisation.
Let's have a look.
Maybe.
Intellectual thought.
Spiked.
Let's have a look. I'm reading about this now.
Frank Ferretti and the boys.
Let's have a look who's involved. I'm having a look at sorry, why the fuck am I
Sounds like
re-googling this now?
Mensa, one of those clubs you can pay to have people tell you you're smart, you know?
Does sound a lot like that, yeah.
There's a posh woman involved called Georgia Orwell, so it's some fucking Orwell.
Read some effing Georgia Orwell, yeah. A weekend of conversation, intellectual engagement, relaxation, dining, and camaraderie.
Good, man. What's that like? It's fucking bullshit with Oxford and Cambridge that they divide into these colleges and then they expect you to know what the fuck they are. It's awful. You should just all be one place, man. I know there's like a what's that? I think I'm trying to remember if Jesus College is like the Welsh college
It's technically part of Welsh territory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like East Berlin.
Yeah, it is. Jesus College is the Welsh college. If you type in Welsh College Oxford, that's the one that comes up. Yeah, man.
Nice.
So they just go there.
Jesus was from Wales,
right,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. What's that like with I'm trying to think of it.
He was Welsh Chinese.
He was a Chinese Welshman. Like there are plenty of Welsh Chinese people about. Like don't have a go.
Yeah.
One of our leading football journalists is a bloke called Yolo Chang. So yeah, we got Welsh Chinese people. Like they get. Yeah, man.
Nice.
Like yeah. So basically, like every advert that you'd read in Private Eye is for like someone whose wealth is like unfathomable, just unimaginable wealth, or the weirdest freak you ever met in your life. And obviously, there's like a big overlap between those two groups, but it's like it's unbelievable. Like some of the classified ads in particular, basically like you read it and you're just like, I can't work out what they're asking for here, but I'm pretty sure like someone's gonna lose a lung if these people ever meet up. Like it's just fucking terrifying. People, I love it. Like it's a good magazine, man. You should buy it. Like you should read it. You should read it and then just
rip the cover off and throw it in the bin.
Exactly, yeah. But like it's so mental, like how low the bar. Obviously, I'm conscious I'm saying this on a podcast, but it's like how low the bar of what they consider to be funny is. It's just like fucking.
Yeah, well, you're saying this on. Luckily, you're saying this on a very fun podcast.
Hopefully, yeah. But someone sent me like some screen grab of like I think a YouTube video from some right wing source, and it was just Elon Musk with like a sort of news chyron under it, and it said Starmer is gay. You know, like it's like you know, I may not see eye to eye with him on everything, but on this I have to. He's not.
Well, there was that like the Israel account on Twitter did a Q&A the other day, and it was like one of the top replies was someone was like, the question this person asked was just, supporters of Israel are gay, and Israel, the nation of Israel responded to this saying, that's not a question. Which I'm sure if you check the replies to that, there were even more replies calling them gay. In response to that. Someone called us gay the other day for not agreeing with the conclusions of the Eternal Jew, or the International Jew. Sorry, I always get them confused.
What's that? They should like edit in here Todd Rundgren's international feel, but somehow mask over the word feel with Jew.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, our latest anti-Semitism controversy. This time, a controversy caused by us not being anti-Semitic enough.
Yeah.
It's like
for the YouTube audience.
You have to like post like a sort of apology, a promise to do better, like sort of, like with Starmer being gay. Starmer's not gay because he's not cool enough to be gay. He's never taken a risk like that in his life. He's never taken everyone just because he likes Scottish indie music from the 80s.
Pretends to like.
He likes nothing.
Exactly. Nah, but he's not gay. He's not one of us. I can fucking
He's not
tell.
gay.
He doesn't even have sex for fun. He just has sex because it will emotionally upset his wife. That's the only reason he does it. Is because either with his own poor performance,
he just likes
or by
betraying
having
people.
somebody else.
All these very funny gay jokes reminded me of what I wanted to do as a little reading on this show today. We're all familiar with Donald Trump's love of the song Y.M.C.A, and in fact many other songs by the Village People. He's many a time blasted these tunes at his rallies. There was that one rally where I think some liberals like kind of very optimistically were like, wow, it felt like a funeral. Trump was just standing there listening to music and and it's like, is that your idea of a funeral? Like, you know, he just likes music. So, like, he knew he had that shit in the bag, I suppose. So, you know, it's just all listening to tunes, jokes about Puerto Ricans, and the kind of just shit you can do when you're just maxing and relaxing and the end stage of a campaign that you've won. But anyway, he likes to play Y.M.C.A. at his rallies. It's one of his favourite songs. And so let's look at this Stereogum article. In 2020, Village People first... Again, like, contextually in that sentence, that would be the Village People, wouldn't it? Like, obviously, I know their name's just Village People.
People from villages.
They did this the other day. They said...
It's like some sort of village in, like, Dong Bay province or
because that's the thing, right? Even in a band where their name is not technically the something... A lot of them, you just call them the in the context of a sentence. Like, you know, the Eagles are technically just called Eagles, but you don't just say I was listening to Eagles.
Yeah, because you could be listening to
that'd be weird as fuck.
The lusty core of a male eagle. You know what I mean? It's like
I guess it's like the band known as Eagles, so the Eagles, like, kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm just launching a little broadside on music journalism because I didn't notice that bit in the Village People article before. But here we go. Also from Stereogum the other day, an all-star lineup: Cheetah on guitar and vocals, Clem Burke of Blondie on drums, Glenn Matlock of Sex Pistols on bass. In that sentence, it's the Sex Pistols. Am I fucking mad here? It's Glenn Matlock of the Sex Pistols, not fucking... I know it just says Sex Pistols on their Wikipedia page, but it's like Anthony Fantano calling any vaguely singer-songwritery music folk rock. Wikipedia summaries aren't always the guideline here, you know, aren't always the fucking Bible. Oh yeah, and then this is an article not from Stereogum, but Consequence of Sound, about the death of Phil Lesh and how the other surviving members of the Grateful Dead were considering reuniting with him. Lesh previously joined Weir, Kreutzmann and Hart for a series of concerts in 2015 to celebrate Grateful Dead's 50th anniversary. Again, in that sentence, it's to celebrate the Grateful Dead's 50th anniversary. Like, what that seems to me is just like, they're this brand Grateful Dead. It's not the band, the musical entity, the Grateful Dead. It's celebrating the anniversary of Grateful Dead Inc. That's like a fucking horrible way of thinking about music.
Especially the Grateful Dead.
Especially Grateful Dead,
yeah. We're getting off course from how gay Y.M.C.A. is.
Yeah, Y.M.C.A. is super gay stuff. In December, Grateful Dead will be recognised as part of the 2024 Kennedy Center Honours. Come on, man. Anyway, okay, so in 2020, the Village People first approved of Donald Trump playing their music at his rallies, then changed their mind, and then changed their minds again. Today, Victor Willis of the disco group thanked the 47th American president for his campaign's use of Y.M.C.A. in a new Facebook post. In October, Willis told Billboard that Trump was legally entitled to use the song because he took the time to apply for a political use license, which was granted by my performance rights organisation, BMI. He clarified that he supported Kamala Harris, but that he doesn't dislike Trump. He's a real centrist. In his Facebook post today, he expanded on why he let Trump use Y.M.C.A. and asserted that the song is not really a gay anthem. It's not gay. Not gay, guys. Not at all gay. We can declare this not gay. Put the big not gay stamp on
I'm gonna
it.
have to take
It's a whole article that just goes, no homo, no homo, no homo.
Oh yeah, plus he says starting next year he will sue any media outlet that says that it's gay.
Oh man, what happened to the death of the author? But like, yeah, what is it? I'm gonna have to take it off my funeral list now. Get off my funeral plague list.
Just associating it with a gay lifestyle. Why I allowed President-elect Trump's continued use of Y.M.C.A. and why the song is not really a gay anthem. I mean, say what you will, he sums up his key points in that heading. To Village People fans and the media, I am the singer and writer of the lyrics to the hit Y.M.C.A. In fact, as was adjudicated and ruled in a US district court, I wrote 100% of the lyrics, and my writing partner, Jacques Morali, wrote the music. So that they call me Jacques Morali on the streets because I'm so moral and principled.
Fucking hell, man. Go on.
Because I'm a good man.
It's a wild take, just in that, like, a lot of gay anthems are not necessarily written to be gay, like the classic gay anthems. Like, isn't I Will Survive, like...
Yeah, well, fucking
like,
basically, like...
Yeah,
it's like, obviously as well, like, it's a song about going to the big city and finding a place where you can be surrounded by lots of men and, like, have a good physical time and stuff, you know what I mean?
Well, it's just guys being guys. What's gay about that? It's just, are we not doing that now in a non-gay
Look, straight men
way?
were just a lot gayer back then. You don't get it.
Are you saying podcasting is gay? Is that what you're saying, Steffan? Are you saying that I am gay? I will sue you. I'll fucking sue you.
You sue me in a district
But
court,
Donald Trump is entitled to play my podcast at his rallies. My not gay podcast.
Man, you're gonna have to drop the Neil Hamburger gay men sting so many times during the course of this episode.
Why? Why do gay men? Why do gay men? Why do gay men? Why do these gay men, these men who are so gay, why do these gay men?
You heard Stings on the new Snoop Dogg album?
Sorry, go on.
Stings
on the new
Snoop has got a new album out called Missionary, which is entirely produced by Dr. Dre for the first time since his classic debut album Doggy Style. It features collaborations with like Sting and other lame white artists. So it's like they're gonna really get back to basics. They're gonna make it seems like a standard late period Snoop Dogg album where there's like a song that interpolates Tom Petty's Mary Jane's Last Dance. Can you guess the subject matter of Snoop Dogg's song that interpolates Mary Jane? Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty.
I think it's probably going to be about...
It's about being gay.
It's about the settlement of Taiwan by the losing side in the Chinese Civil War. That's what it's about.
Yeah, an evergreen subject matter in the work of Snoop Dogg. Okay, let's continue with this statement. But yeah, sorry, your point is definitely correct, because it's just an objective fact that gay people have been bumping Y.M.C.A. for decades. Like,
exactly.
You just can't deny that
even
that's the case.
If by some stretch of the imagination you did not intend it that way, it became that way.
Yeah, exactly. Since 2020, I've received over 1,000 complaints about President-elect Trump's use of Y.M.C.A. With that many complaints, I decided to ask the president-elect to stop using Y.M.C.A. because his use had become a nuisance to me. So he's just, like, clarifying, like, it wasn't because I was, like, anti-Trump, it was just pissing me off that everyone was giving me shit about it. However, the use continued because the Trump campaign knew they had obtained a political use license from BMI, and absent that license being terminated, they had every right to continue using Y.M.C.A. And they did. In fact, I started noticing numerous artists withdrawing the president-elect's use of material, but by the time I said to my wife one day, "Hey, Trump seems to..." he says, "Hey, quotation marks, Trump seems to genuinely like Y.M.C.A. Donald Trump, if that even is your real name, seems to genuinely like Y.M.C.A. and he's having a lot of fun with it. As such, I simply didn't have the heart to prevent his continued use of my song in the poor little Donald. Imagine if you took away his treats. In the face of so many artists withdrawing his use of their material. So I told my wife to inform BMI not to withdraw the Trump campaign political use license. My French partners were contemplating legal action out of France, so I had my wife contact our French partners and ask them to stay out of the Trump campaign's use of Y.M.C.A. because it is a US matter, and I will make the decision on his use. Our French partners quickly backed off of their objection to. Our French partners immediately retreated. Our French partners surrendered straight away. Y.M.C.A. has benefited greatly from use by the president-elect. For example, Y.M.C.A. was stuck at number 2 on the Billboard chart prior to the president-elect. What does he mean by that? Because I'm pretty sure it was not at number 2 on the Billboard singles charts under, like, Hot to Go or whatever.
Let's have a look. Googling Y.M.C.A.'s recent chart in the Billboard.
Does he mean that, like, it was the second highest charting song by the Village People on the Billboard charts?
You know, it did get to number 1 8 days ago. Y.M.C.A.
Yeah,
I don't think it was number 2 prior to that.
It made it to number 1 on a Billboard chart, he clarifies. What does that mean? Because there are multiple Billboard charts.
My source for this is the Telegraph, so I'm looking for a more reputable thing. Oh no, it's at the Billboard Dance and Electronic chart. So yeah, it's one of the Billboard chart, not the actual fucking Billboard chart.
But what, was Y.M.C.A. just hovering at number 2 on the Billboard electronic chart?
Yeah, for like the last 40 years. Yeah, 45 years.
Yeah, since 1979 or whatever. Just never left. It was stuck there. He says himself it was stuck. The financial benefits have been great, as well as Y.M.C.A. is estimated to gross several $1 million since the president-elect's continued use of the song. Therefore, I'm glad I allowed the president-elect's continued use of Y.M.C.A., and I thank him for choosing to use my song. There's been a lot of... Now we're getting to the good bit. There's been a lot of talk, especially of late, for woke culture and so forth, that Y.M.C.A. is somehow a gay anthem. As I've said numerous times in the past, that is a false assumption, based on the fact that my writing partner was gay, and some... brackets, not all of Village People were gay, and that the first Village People album was totally about gay life. So their first album was totally gay, but the subsequent work had nothing to do with homosexuality or the gay lifestyle. But album 1, totally about gay life. This assumption is also based on the... where were we? Yeah. This assumption is also based on the fact that the Y.M.C.A. was apparently being used as some sort of gay hangout. It's like, apparently. This is the first I've heard of this. Was apparently being used as some sort of gay hangout, and since one of the writers was gay and some of the Village People were gay, he doesn't clarify again there, and yes, our first album was entirely about gayness and being gay. The song must be a message to gay people. To that, I say once again, get your minds out of the gutter.
It wasn't about the gutter, it's about the Y.M.C.A., It's like, it's probably quite a nice, clean space.
Yeah, like... it's not like about sucking guys off and like in a dark, dingy alleyway.
It's not like that Rolling Stones song you put on an episode a while back.
Yeah, it's not about the subject matter of cocksucker blues. It's about, just going to the Y.M.C.A. and meeting other young, eligible bachelors and hanging out and... the gay sex presumably happens after the events of the song take place.
I like that.
I mean, I've not done a deep lyrical analysis. It'd be funny if we looked at the lyrics and it was just like, sucking off guys.
What's that like? It's good. Because, obviously, the Y.M.C.A., local to me, I sort of mainly, associate it with, people doing, sculpture classes or, learning French or whatever. And it's just, so funny to me to imagine, just sort of Welsh people doing some sculpting and this sort of, 1970s style New York gay muscle men or other men just like loudly fucking in the background. Just like,
Get your mind out of the gutter.
just like, when I hear that song Y.M.C.A, I like vividly picture the innards of the local Y.M.C.A, and I'm just like, this is like the least erotic space I can imagine. It's like a ping pong
the
table.
innards of the young Christian men. Sadly, sorry, I need to get my mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, man, fucking like it's so bonkers to try and like put the gay genie back in the bottle like that. But obviously, like we talked about it a lot with like the sort of reactionary turn that like loads of the sort of 70s singer-songwriters took in like the 80s, where like sort of even Lou Reed was like, I'm done with all that gay shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like so funny to do that for Y.M.C.A. Like, it's just,
Yeah, I know.
so good.
This is a Sisyphean task that he's given himself, to disaffiliate homosexuality with the song Y.M.C.A. in the public imagination.
Because like even with like Lou Reed stuff from around, you know, sort of a couple of years before in like, you know, New York homosexual life, and it's like it's sort of layered with like this ambivalence about it.
Yeah,
like, sort of,
it's
you know,
still got a kind of element of like cool macho rock.
yeah.
Unlike Y.M.C.A.
So fucking good. I love it. But, you know, like the like we obviously probably talked about this off mic, but it's so insane that anyone ever believed the lie about Lou Reed being the sexy trans woman on the back cover of Transformer. It's so insane that anyone ever thought that was Lou Reed's like fucking scrawny ass. It's insane.
Is it Rachel, his trans girlfriend from the 70s, or is it?
Maybe.
Was that before he met her?
But if I Google it now, then basically it's only just going to come up with results of that lie about him saying it's himself. You know?
Yeah, anyway, this is beside the point, I think. But well, let's continue with this statement, because there's several paragraphs to go. Sadly, when the president-elect started using the song, people attempting to brand the song as a gay anthem reached a fever pitch, as many used it to say, "Oh, Trump don't know the song is a gay anthem." This was done in a manner to attempt to shame the president-elect's use of the song. They were calling Donald Trump gay because of this, basically. As I stated on numerous occasions, I knew nothing about the Y being a hangout for gays when I wrote the lyrics to Y.M.C.A, and Jacques Morelai, who was gay, never once stated such to me. He's just like, I just won't tell him about this. I won't he doesn't need to know. he doesn't need to know what we do at Y.M.C.A. In fact, Jacques never once told me how to write my lyrics. Otherwise, I would have said to him, "You don't need me. Why don't you simply write the lyrics, you gay French bitch?" Okay, but I added in the last bit. I therefore wrote... No, that's actually in there. I therefore wrote Y.M.C.A. about the things I knew about the Y in the urban areas of San Francisco, such as swimming, basketball, track, and cheap food and cheap rooms.
Fucking hell. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, to try and put the gay genie back in the bottle like this, and then to explicitly mention that it was like, oh, it's inspired by my time in San Francisco. So good,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, just sharing cheap rooms with the guys. Maybe sharing a cheap bed. And when I say hang out with all the boys,
you're letting it all hang out.
Yeah.
You know?
And when I say hang out with all the boys, that is simply 1970s black slang for black guys hanging out together for sports, gambling, or whatever. I think
or whatever is doing heavy lifting. Yeah.
Or whatever. For example, gay sex. There's nothing. But he does add, there's nothing gay about that. There's nothing gay about hanging out with other guys doing sports and gambling, or you know, whatever. Yeah.
I love it, man. But I love like the sort of running thing of Donald Trump just having like the music taste of like a 1970s like New York fancy lad is so beautiful. And it's like the fact that people try
you
to
fancy lad, you're the talk of the town.
It's basically the music.
You foxy man, you're the talk of the town.
Sucking off the younger man.
That he heard it, what was it, Studio 54 back in the day, you know?
So fucking cool. And it's like genuinely
wasn't
one of like the
doing
least
drugs.
loathsome things about it. And it's just like, obviously people are so determined to despise every aspect of him that they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it, he's listening to Tiny Dancer, he's making the crowd at his rallies listen to Tiny Dancer. And it's like, I think that's a crime. I think that song's one of the worst songs in the entire history of recorded music. But fucking, you know, like obviously huge swathes of people disagree with me about that, and also it's, you know, sort of nod to his youth. It's a nod to
also, well, like, huge swathes of straight people. Like, you know, you people have got to remember Elton wasn't out for a while. Like, you know, and loads of people. I think he was like out as bi in the 70s for most of it, but like he was like one of the rock stars that, you know, I think this is possibly why Steffan doesn't like him, because his music. The same people who fucking owned an Engelbert Humperdinck record might own an Elton John record. Unfashionable, uncool, deeply heterosexual people have always listened to Elton John.
Yeah, man. No, like we're fucking. Yeah, just, I love like he has got like his. It's just like really Route 1. So it's like we're just playing like, you know, Time to Say Goodbye and stuff at his rallies. I think it's like someone was like hauled out because they had like a medical emergency or something at his rallies, and then he just sort of stood on stage for like 10 minutes with like an aria about dying playing. It's just fucking so funny.
He is like, if the spectacle is there with Trump, isn't it? You know.
It's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's obviously as well then, it's like you try and get people being like, no, you can't laugh about this. It's like, this is deathly serious. The man is a fascist. You can't laugh at it. And it's like, yeah, but it's like you can't like really help what you find funny in this life. It's like not something. It's not something which you've got much choice over. And it's like, unfortunately, doing that and like making like crowds of like insane like fucking brain poisoned reactionaries like listen to your fucking personal playlist for hours on end, and then you get up then you get up on stage and complain about then you complain about like how hand dryers are less powerful than they used to be. Isn't it? It's like, that's funny.
No, you're right.
There's no way it isn't funny. Like you
can't help what you find funny. Like, if I ever respond to one of those quote tweet prompt things on Twitter that's like, what's your most right-wing opinion? It is definitely that South Park is the greatest show of all time.
What's that like? I fucking love South Park. I just grunted how much I love South Park and I do a podcast.
Yeah, oh yeah. South Park is so good, man. I don't want to get talking about South Park in the middle of another bit, because we always have much to say about the wonderful world of South Park. So let's continue this this incredible statement. Oh, by the way, yeah, later on he says that it's cool if Jews use it. So don't worry.
Bar mitzvahs. Yeah.
So, to the extent that Y.M.C.A. is considered a gay anthem based on the fact that gays once used certain YMCAs for illicit activity. Like, firstly, he's spelled illicit wrong.
I picked up on that.
I mean, like, sorry, but like, he spelled it like as into an illicit response.
Well, the weirdest thing is he spelled it wrong twice, and then I think the third time he spells it right. So it's very strange.
Shit. Maybe he thought that spell check would fix it on all of them, and it just did it for the one. But also, that is like the point at which this becomes openly bigoted, I think. Before it's been skating around it, and here he's like labeling just, you know, gay guys getting together as illicit activity. He says the assumption that the song alludes to that is completely misguided. Therefore, since I wrote the lyrics and ought to know what the lyrics I wrote is really about, come January 2025, my wife will start like, it's my wife,
second wife drop,
not
like...
me. My wife will start suing because
my deeply heterosexual wife.
Yeah, it's like, I'm married, by the way. My not husband will start suing each and every news organisation that falsely refers to Y.M.C.A. either in their headlines or alluded to in the base of the story, the base of the shaft, alluded to at the base of the shaft.
The nub end, like at the nub end of the story.
That Y.M.C.A. is somehow a gay anthem because such a notion is based solely on the song's lyrics alluding to illicit activity for which it does not.
I got one of the most insane sentences I've ever heard in my life. What's that? I've just got to quickly correct myself because I'm a pedant. I meant to say hinge end, not nub end there. I got the ends of the penis wrong, something I've never done in my personal life. But I did, so I've got to correct that.
Yeah. No, it's important that we stick 100% with the concrete facts.
Exactly right.
But you'd be hard pressed, he says, to find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist at any gay club, parade, or other gay activity in a way that would suggest it's somehow an anthem to the community, other than alluding to illicit activity, which is defamatory and damaging to the song.
He's living in a different fucking decade, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Does he think that gay sex is still illegal? Like,
Yeah,
we're heading that way, but like we're not there yet.
Yeah, but that whole like sentence is just really confusing because you'd be hard pressed. So you wouldn't find it on the playlist at any gay club, parade, or other gay activity. In
this
a way
is my gay
that,
sex playlist.
Yeah, in a way that would suggest, just loads of village people. In a way that would, and Brazilian moon landing conspiracy theorists, but would suggest it's somehow an anthem to the community, other than alluding to illicit activity. So is he just saying that you wouldn't find it on the playlist of a club without them explicitly using it to promote gay
confusing.
sex? Like, that's all I can see there. But I thought he said the lyrics weren't explicitly promoting gay sex,
but
however,
they're using it falsely. That's why it's like libel or whatever the fuck he said.
So what, is he just saying gay people can't use it at all? Like, what the fuck?
You cannot suggest that the song is gay because this is America, the land of free speech, right? Like,
yeah, that is mad, but I don't understand what he's saying. I don't fully understand what his demands are here.
For a lyricist, he's not very good at writing, is he?
No. However, you know where you will find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist of almost every wedding, bar mitzvah.
Yeah, representing. I don't think I had it at my bar mitzvah, but that's okay.
It was just all village people at your bar mitzvah. Trump was the DJ. He's always been a friend to the Jewish people.
Close family friend, personally.
Yeah. Every wedding, bar mitzvah, sporting organisation, along with the Gary Glitter tune. It's like, what? And would you say that the Gary Glitter song is associated with paedophilia? Just come, and the song is used in commercials and motion pictures and products worldwide. The true anthem is Y.M.C.A.'s appeal to people of all strips. Of all strips, including President-elect Trump. But the song is not really a gay anthem, other than certain people falsely suggesting that it is. And this must stop because it is damaging to the song. So,
how many times does he say that it's not gay throughout that whole article? It's like got to be like a dozen times, right?
It's not gay, like that Lonely Island song. That's like
exactly.
I'm not gay.
He's saying it so much. Like, you could just release a really short, simple statement. Look, I didn't write this about gay lifestyle, whatever. Boom, done, over.
Yeah,
he just goes on and on and on.
He's saying, like, you won't find Y.M.C.A. on the playlist at any gay club. I'm sure you probably don't hear it as many as you used to on account of it being, like, 40 years old.
Well, after this statement, I think you'll probably hear it fewer.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, that was a really funny piece. Like, piece. I don't know if you can call a Facebook post a piece. But it was
a work of art. It was cinema. Kino.
That was a beautiful fucking post, man. I'm going to go for a piss and then talk a little bit more, then call it a wrap.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I'll take a couple of minutes or so.
Almost an hour and a half, yeah. Comfort break for the boys.
Right.
Okay. Not in a gay way. Not in a gay way. Just
no homo.
I'll sue you. I'll fucking sue you. Welcome back to the Synagogue of Satan.
All right.
you remember A-Up on the last episode? Yeah, it was like, oh, you should call the episode that. I was like, I don't think we're going to call the episode. But yeah, it's a J Electronica quote, the great rapper who famously fucked Ben Goldsmith's wife. I was seeing some stupid tweet from Ben Goldsmith earlier, but I can't remember what it was. It was just like, I don't know, some pro-Israel bullshit.
That's the brother of Zach Goldsmith, right?
It is indeed. Zach Goldsmith, you did
that lives rent-free in my head still.
Ben Goldsmith, he's a cunt. Ben Goldsmith, he got cucked. Ben Goldsmith by J Electronica. Do you remember the Zach Goldsmith song, Steffan?
No, I don't, man. I'd like...
Oh, this is vintage real politic lore, man.
Oh, you've just reminded me that I said I was going to send a friend the Hindi language song about David Cameron a couple of weeks back, and I forgot to do it, so that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, you're going to send me that as well. I'm your friend
banging, man. It's absolutely. They're like a conservative difference of India. Have got like an incredible run of tunes that they've done for like all of the Tory leaders. Just loaded up YouTube, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same people who did it for Zach Goldsmith.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, like Zach Goldsmith. Sorry, this is fucking going back decades, isn't it? But like a decade. So basically, Zach Goldsmith put out those adverts and he's saying, we've got to watch my Sadiq Khan, he'll come for your gold to the Indians. Like, they're the that's the only thing they're interested in is hoarding gold as a culture.
But when I do an advert like that aimed at finally getting the Jewish people behind Corbyn, apparently it's unacceptable.
Right. But yeah, how you doing? Do you have a nice piss? Like, was it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I got there's a bit of curry in the kitchen, so I got a naan and I dipped it in there.
Pretty good, man.
In the piss?
Oh, yeah, in the piss, yeah. Yeah, just curry and piss. The golden combination. That is probably how British curry seems to people from outside of the nation.
Fucking hell.
Steffan, do you want me to share my screen and show you the Zach Goldsmith song now?
Well, yeah. You can edit it in afterwards.
I want to do that. Because we've got like a few new listeners because of the A-Up episode, and so I want to introduce them to the kind of bullshit that we've been talking about on this show for years. This is the Zach Goldsmith 2016 campaign song. Just like those flutes or whatever. So good already. You see the video as well.
Yeah, man.
Just him walking around the streets of London with lots of diverse people. Zach Goldsmith, Zach Goldsmith, Zach Goldsmith. Let's go together for success and prosperity. It's Boris there a second ago.
Oh my god.
Let all communities unite and overcome poverty. It's the start of a new dawn. A golden dawn under Zach Goldsmith. Let's fill all our hearts with happiness. Slow little zoom in on his face. Zach Goldsmith is everyone's favourite leader. Victory will be yours.
It's fucking amazing.
Creating more green spaces and cleaning up local parks. That's just a caption, not a lyric. He is worthy of appreciation. He is patient and he is brave. His manifesto is to serve the community. He fights for justice and he is honest.
He sounds like a fucking superhero.
when I love how he fights for justice and is honest. Shot of him with Boris Johnson. The most honest man in the game. Doubling home building. He will make London one of a kind in the world. It sucks that we never got to see this London. We would love Zach to work for us. Zach is determined to work for a better London and will protect Londoners' interests. That is a lyric. Zach Goldsmith. Putting more police on public transport at night.
Oh, nice. Like Eric Adams.
Hell yeah. Let us all come together and sing. Zach Goldsmith will be a pride for us all. All of us. All the Bengalis will only vote for you. Youth and elderly are singing your praise. It's David Cameron. He's saying we need to vote for Zach, and he's doing the hand movements that show that either you have the milk or you really need to vote for Zach Goldsmith. This is just like a fucking guitar solo.
I know London obviously has like a multiracial, like South Asian population and all that jazz, but like to see this white conservative guy running this song, it's so fucking wild.
Yeah. It's such a racially charged campaign. May he gain more respect. There he is in a turban. May he receive more honour and dignity compared to others. I love it. May he receive more honour and dignity compared to others. Shot of him and David Cameron. Fuck that cunt.
I'm imagining now like Elon Musk wearing like a rabbi's vestments, you know, like
is that Eric Pickles' son?
to appeal to society.
What's that? Like with
so baffling.
fucking Zach Goldsmith. I just remember that his sister married Imran Khan, and at the the Kurd president of Pakistan.
The tree man.
Indeed, the
as Yusuf Islam called him. I was like, the tree man. They call me the tree man, if you know what I'm saying. Because I puff all them trees. You know what I mean? But then Corbyn spoke out against the coup against Imran Khan, so I think we decided it was the correct position to support him.
Yeah, it's literally just like it's like a cheat code for international relations, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like what did
Corbyn say?
Yeah, it's like pretty much always pretty spot on. All right, let's less than a minute left of the Zach Goldsmith song. I wish there was more. I wish there was like a 10-minute Taylor's version. Zach Goldsmith will win. Yes, he will win. There is with some Muslim clerics. There he is with a more diverse crowd. Zach will work hard to serve all Londoners.
Look, I'm not racist, I promise.
He's definitely not racist. And as Steffan said earlier, he's like, his campaign was all like, Sadiq Khan wants to take away the Hindus' gold. It was a very racially charged campaign. And he was all like, cool.
So
he was like
weird.
he was saying Sadiq Khan had links to terrorists and shit as well.
Of course, yeah.
But like with they tried to do like the election before last in 2019, and like basically because of Corbyn's position on Kashmir, they launched they tried to do the anti-Semitism panic, but with Corbyn being a Hindu phobe, and it just went fucking nowhere at all.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
one gave a shit.
It's like everyone was like, no, of course he's not. It was like it was because it had like months of build up and shit. Everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you saying he's scared of Hindu? Yeah, man, fucking like it is beautiful, but like the quality, like the production quality. By the time you get to the David Cameron Hindi song, the production quality is fucking mint, man. Like the vocals are terribly recorded on that.
Should we listen to that as well? Have you got the link?
Yeah, I sent it to you, man. Yeah, it's like if you put into YouTube search, if you put David Cameron Hindi language song or Hindi song, it's obviously the top result because there's not that many songs that have been spontaneously written in Hindi about David Cameron.
Is it David Cameron's election theme song in Hindi? Yeah. And the picture is David Cameron holding his hands together with a bindi in the middle of his forehead.
All right, let me say.
And then under it, there's a song composed especially by conservative friends of India for the 2015 election.
It's like you know when people say that you can't make great reactionary art or whatever. This is like what?
We should really. We should really get an Indian comrade for this stuff, but like we've already said, like the Welsh are basically the Indians of the UK, so we kind of got it covered.
I sound more Indian than many.
Even the Neil Kinnock, arguably.
Indeed. Oh, fuck. I'm like, I'm dying again, man. I'm just fucking coughing over. I do apologize. I think, like I was saying to you the other day, it's like I don't know whether it was helped or exacerbated by the fact that I have to speak Welsh professionally. I don't know.
You really like opened that one right up to me. Like, not in a gay way, I'll sue you. But like, you basically, you really like, you laid it out for me to take the bait there and be like, that's what speaking Welsh does to a motherfucker.
Right, let's get some of this more Hindi language fire.
ఓట్లు ఉంటాయంటే ఎన్ని గిమ్మిక్కులైనా చేయడం రాజకీయ నాయకులకు పరిపాటే.
Is this just this woman talking about it?
గణనీయంగా ఉన్న భారతీయుల ఓట్ల కోసం అధికార పార్టీ అనేక
Let's skip her
రోజుల్లో
intro
జరగబోయే
because I can't understand Hindi. I'm not a fluent Hindi speaker.
यही रंग है ब्रिटेन की शान.
ఇండియాలో హిందీ సాంగ్ వింటే వింటేముంది ఈ సాంగ్ ఇప్పుడు హల్చల్ చేస్తున్నది.
I'll see if there's a different
one.
You
gotta find the actual video, man. There's the one, man. That's gotta be it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is the same thing, but good quality. Yeah, that was not good quality. I guess it was ripped off Indian TV in like 2015. Oh yeah, there's Sam Cam. Remember her? He looks stupid with a turban on camera, and it doesn't flatter his face. Just turn it up a bit.
Yeah, it's getting the chorus, so it's getting a good bit.
Blast it.
This is the bridge.
Kind of Beatlesy.
Listen now,
I think Indian music just...
I guess Blue Sky because the Tories are blue.
Yeah.
I'm having such a lovely time listening to this.
Yes.
They're reusing so many pictures, I swear.
There's only so many where he looks happy.
Yeah, just going back to the same few pictures of David Cameron posing with people in turbans. Or him with a bindi on his head.
I think they've like actually got people playing flutes and stuff in this. It's not maybe.
This is all. They're just showing headlines on screen about how the Tories like created jobs. So how good the David Cameron government was. You remember how good it was, guys. He's with him with a Siemens. You see David Cameron with his Siemens hard hat on there. They're very amusingly named. It's not Siemens, it's Seaman. Seaman and his trusty companion Swallow.
Sorry, there's a wolfman. There's a wolfman on stage.
That's one of the South Park episodes you can't get on streaming services anymore because it's got a certain religious figure depicted
we
in it.
Pause this because you're talking about something completely different. We don't need to go through another round of the David Cameron Hindi song. Sorry, I just got.
It looks like Mike Gapes there. Is that Mike Gapes? No, it's probably just some other fact. Look, they're using the same pictures again for like the 15th time. David Cameron. I didn't realise they were singing his name.
It's so fucking good, man.
Yeah, that is one of the best pieces of right-wing art of recent years.
I might be a conservative now.
Yeah, I think we've all
just
got
the music scene is too good. Sorry,
we've all got to get into Indian-style conservatism, Modiism. Or
was it I was about to give you the fucking race. That's the name of it.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
No, but like basically just like doing the odd mild pogrom, like just doing that kind of thing.
Yeah. I was just like, what's that thing called that's basically like Zionism but Indian?
Oh shit, man. But yeah, so basically, like, with tunes that good, I can't blame myself for voting for the Tories in every election since I've
Especially the last one, but yeah, all the others as well. Man, sorry we didn't get to talk more about South Park, Steffan.
No, it's fine, man. It's always just there with me in my quiet moments. Like, what's that? I was just a tiny bit of South Park content. I was reading C.L.R. James's Magisterial Black Jacobins, his history of the Haitian Revolution the other day, and there's a commander in, I think, Napoleon's army who's got the same surname as the game they play in South Park where they kick each other in the balls. So,
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts, Kenny.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so Rochambeau. So anyway, so I just put that.
Man, I knew some kids in high school who did that to each other. It's very fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Anyway, right. So that's my plan. I'll leave it on that note, I think.
All right, man. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Being good.